A key part of celebrity life is having a garage heaving with expensive, exotic cars to maintain that image of wealth and success. Sports stars, musicians, actors, fashion designers, and others in the glitterarti have plenty of pesos in the bank to fund a lavish lifestyle, and a few of them have spent their hard-earned building seriously cool collections of cars. But not all celebrity car collections are made equal, and so some are better than others for differing reasons. Do you like rare cars or the latest and greatest? Do you prefer vintage cars or racing models of yesteryear or handmade hot rods? So what is a car collection? Basically, if you have 3 or more cars of note, be it high value, rarity, or some other important provenance, then you have a car collection. Welcome back to another episode of Boss Lux, the home of luxury and wealth. Subscribe to the channel and join us on our exploration of the most extraordinary opulence the world has to offer. Number 10. James Hetfield. You know James Hetfield as the heavy metal band Metallica's frontman, but it turns out he's more than an Axeman. Today, the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles opened one of the coolest exhibits in its 25-year history of cool exhibits when it threw open the doors on Reclaimed Rust, the James Hetfield collection. Before he ever picked up a guitar, and long before he ever led the headbanging band Metallica, Hetfield was into custom cars. The young future frontman spent hours and hours watching his dad build custom cars in the family's garage, inheriting his father's love of all things mechanical and metal, a different kind of metal from what would come later. Number 9. Floyd Mayweather. While Kylie Jenner has a very Los Angeles-style collection of custom Rolls-Royces, a LaFerrari Aperta, and a white Bugatti Chiron, the poster child for Gen Y ballers cars pale into insignificance beside boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. With 100 cars in his Las Vegas stable, you'd walk past the numerous Ferraris, including Enzos and LaFerrari limited edition models, and almost ignore the multiple Bugatti Veyron special editions, including a Super Sport and a Vitesse, and his Chiron, while the customized Rolls-Royce and Bentley Ultra-Lux sedans are almost passé compared to the Aston Martin 177 or the $5 million Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, one of just 2 ever made. Number 8. Rowan Atkinson. Most famous for his comic roles as Mr. Bean and Blackadder, Rowan Atkinson is a die-hard car fan who spends his downtime racing rare classics like an Aston Martin DB4, 1960s Ford Falcon Sprint, and a Jaguar MK8. He also owned a McLaren F1, a host of special Rolls-Royces and Bentleys, and more Aston Martins than James Bond. The most valuable and notable car in Atkinson's collection currently is the 1939 BMW 328 Roadster, which won the Mile Miglia Open Road race of that year and is valued above $1 million. Number 7. Lewis Hamilton. Most racing drivers, even legends like Peter Brock and Craig Lowndes, never built up huge collections of cars, though there are exceptions like drag racing's Don Garlits, rallying's Juha Kankkunen, and F1 legend Lewis Hamilton. He owns a genuine Shelby Cobra 427, one of the most collectible and fastest cars of the 1960s, a Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta, a McLaren P1, a one-off Zonda 760 LH hypercar which Pagani made specially for him, and a 1995 McLaren F1 that cost him over $15 million back in 2017. Number 6. Bill Gates. For many years the richest man in the world, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is the main reason Americans can enjoy Porsche's rare 959 supercar, as the computer genius fought the U.S. government for years to federalize the car and make it legal to own one in the land of the free. While the rest of his collection is fairly tame by the standards on this list, the fact that Gates took on the American federal government just so he could enjoy a rare Porsche supercar from the 1980s is wild enough to land him here. Number 5. Paul Walker. In his short time on Earth, Paul Walker brought car enthusiasm to a whole new generation of fans through his starring in a bunch of Fast and Furious movies. His garage included rare modified Japanese tuner legends like the Nissan R34 GTR Skyline, 5 rare BMW E36 M3 lightweights, a clutch of limited edition E30 BMW M3s, a modified 63 Chevy Nova wagon, and a 67 Nova Coupe, an R32 GTR Skyline Racer and tuner-modified Nissan 370Z, along with several pickup trucks and motorcycles. Though these cars cost a fraction of one of Floyd Mayweather's Bugattis, hardcore car aficionados appreciated Walker had a connoisseur's collection. Number 4. Lindsay Fox. Australian trucking magnate Lindsay Fox might not be a household name, but serious car fiends know about his car collection, which was open to the public in Melbourne. Alongside Coco Chanel's Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman limousine and a clutch of Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing supercars, his Ferrari Enzo, F50 and F40s rubbed shoulders with a Jaguar XJR15 Racer and XJ220 supercar, a Porsche 550 RS Spider, similar to what James Dean died driving, and later RSK Racer, plus a stack of Bentleys, Rolls-Royces, AMG cars, MGs, and more. All up, the collection is several $1 million worth of seriously desirable European collector cars spanning both classic and modern styles, all of which are regularly exercised at Phillip Island Racetrack several hours down the coast from Melbourne. Number 3. Jerry Seinfeld. The American comic who made millions from his show about nothing is a famous Porscheophile, having purchased an old airport hangar to house his collection of Stuttgart rockets, estimated at being worth between 50 and 150 million US dollars. Seinfeld also has dozens of classic Jaguars, vintage Corvettes, and plenty of random cool old tin, but it's his Porsches which he's almost as famous for. He owns examples of some of the earliest cars to wear the Porsche badge, famous racing versions of all ages, countless 911 and 356 models, and more. He actually sold 18 cars from his collection in 2016 for a wild $22 million just to clear space for new additions. Number 2. Ralph Lauren. Some collections are vast in number, value, or provenance, and then there's fashion designer Ralph Lauren's Connoisseur's Feast. Said to be worth well over 350 million US dollars, Lauren's collections include some of the most desirable classic Ferraris ever made, including a 250 GTO, the most expensive car ever made, a 58 250 Testarossa, a 250 SWB, a 375 Plus, and a 250 LM. There are vintage Jaguars like a Le Mans winning D-Type racer and its XKSS road-going version, several super rare pre-World War II Alfa Romeos, Bentleys, Bugattis, and Mercedes models. Of all the machines Lauren owns, however, his 1938 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is in another league as one of just 2 ever made, and the most desirable and advanced supercars of the pre-World War II era. Said to be worth over $50 million, it's regarded as the ultimate expression in Art Deco design. Number 1. Jay Leno. American comedian and talk show host Jay Leno has over 1,600 vehicles in his collection, and they range from tiny microcars and hot rods through to a pre-1900 steam car, the latest hypercars from Europe, an American LaFrance fire engine, and even a Farragut Scott Army vehicle. Leno loves cars, and his passion has led him to collect not only the fastest and most powerful machines, but cool cars and culturally significant models. Said to be worth north of 52 million US dollars, one of the strangest cars in Leno's brood is the Blastoline Special, otherwise known as the tank car. Basically, it's a giant hot rod built on a truck chassis with an engine from a tank. If you enjoyed this one and found it helpful, remember to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to Boss Lux for even more amazing videos just like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.